contest. Biggest difference between the athletes is age. They're 12 years apart, with Afghanistan's Behadrzaade clocking in at 35. It's also an inch taller, but Austria's Nowdiev will enter the bounce with a 1-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, the best of the best is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 18 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Salzburg, Austria, the Austrian wonder boy, Ismail And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 24 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Amsterdam, the Netherlands, by way of Kabul, Afghanistan, CR, the great Behadrzaade! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard.
Our Octagon official for this one, Mark Goddard. Carly Baker, thank you very much. Sia Behadrzaade. Ismail, the Austrian wonder boy, Nowdiev. One of my favourite fight names. He is wearing the red. In the grey is Behadrzaade, orthodox. But more aggressive right now is Nowdiev, putting Behadrzaade on the outer skirts of the Octagon.
Lots of movement immediately as well. Head movement, light on his feet, getting out of the way of the initial attack from Behadrzaade as well.
Nowdiev been at Tiger Muay Thai for this camp. Great place to sharpen your tools. Behadrzaade stuck around in Amsterdam, goes out to Jackson Wink and actually told me that he takes the principles of Greg Jackson but then applies them at home in Amsterdam, training under coach Saeed. He's in his corner. He is Padman and striking coach to Jermaine Durandami and Melvin Manhoff.
So the process at the moment is CI is reading Nowdiev as he's moving forward. You can see his eyes are locked onto his opponent. Every now and then he's going to feint something to see if he can get a reaction, to see where the guard is going to be if he decides to throw something, and see if he can work around it. Nice feint there from the kick from Nowdiev. Got a reaction out of Sia.
I feel like both fighters taking their time here, wanting to get back in that win column, trying to get the reads, do some programming early.
Yeah, definitely a feeling out process right now, but you see CR just backing up, waiting like he talks about there, just taking it in. And Nowdiev's got to be careful following around. If he gets too comfortable, there he lands a nice 1-2 right there.
Eye poke.
Stay there, hold time. Stay there for me, bro.
Was indeed an eye poke. So time has been called.
And relax. Look at me. No, look at me. Can you see me? We'll wait for the doctor.
Oh, you can see the mark down his face.
Okay.
All looks good. Nowdiev quick to get back to it.
Ready? Great.
And they touch him up. Still round 1.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Nowdiev throw that right high kick. As CR's moving towards it, try and come over that lead shoulder. He's got very flexible hips. Because CR's constantly moving towards that right kick.
Behadrzaade's a powerhouse though, Dan, isn't he?
Well, he's starting to pick up his pace now.
Yeah, he's gotten tagged a few times. Now he knows he's got to answer back. There he goes. Swinging them hammers.
I remember when he told me about his hand-eye coordination, like it was the fastest that everyone at Jackson Wink, over about 5,000 people got tested, actually. Not those 5,000 people in the gym.
They were 2 good shots from the Wonder Boy.
Wasn't quick enough on that occasion.
Yeah, it's just a step behind here.
You can tell how respectful he is of Behadrzaade's power, though.
He's definitely not rushing in for the kill right now.
He's not taking the risks that we've seen in previous fights.
New school versus old school in this one. Naudiev just 23 years of age. A lot of miles left on him. Already in his 22nd professional bout.
And that jab really working for Naudiev, snapping Behadrzade's head back a few times now, and then that's setting up that right hand for him.
Nice kick followed up there by Naudiev after the first was checked.
Oh, there's that high kick.
And he hit a right hand behind it as well.
I think he might have hurt his foot on CR's head, though.
He's got his time and his range for it. Now CR's starting to move towards it again.
So at the moment, it's a backpedaling Behadrzade through the first round. Naudiev's starting to get loose.
I would think he was actually quite relieved that his opponent's... Oh, that was a nice body kick.
Behadrzade was no good in the poker match there, but he's doing a good job of staying away. Comes back, he's still dangerous.
Has to be careful, does Naudiev. You don't want to go running onto one of those hammers.
Now he needs to work his octagon control. Good footwork to try and corral Behadrzade.
You can see where that red mark is on CR's body. That shin went straight across the solar plexus. Look at that. That'll take the wind right out of you when you land that shot right there.
Yeah.
There's a difference between that and the liver shot, right? There's a different feel. The liver shot will shut you down quicker. You can recover a little better, I believe, from the solar plex shot than you can from a liver shot, in my opinion. I've been hit by both. They both suck.
Last 10 seconds. Looks like Behadrzade's composed himself enough to see the second round, which we'll get back to after the break.
Time. This way.
The thing is with those body shots, I mean, as you said, the liver shot can shut you down. That can put you on the floor immediately. But the body kick that Behadrzade just got caught with is one of those that it feels like all of the oxygen's been kicked out of your body, and you just can't get any more in. But you can still move, you can still think. You're just aware that you're massively debilitated.
The way I always explain to people that haven't boxed or kickboxed, if anybody played football, American football, as a kid, and you fall on the ball, or rugby, I guess it could happen a lot too. You fall on the ball. I remember as a kid that happened all the time. You just have the wind. You thought you were dead as a 12-year-old. You were laying on the grass.
I remember falling on the handlebar of my bike. That was my first experience. It was the worst.
Welcome back to Copenhagen for the second round of this welterweight contest. Behadrzade, Naudiev trying to get the crowd into this one.
Whenever a fighter tries to get the crowd fired up, I always think that means they're going to start this round a bit faster.
Yeah, they're hyped up.
Yeah, right. They've got some emotion to get out.
Well, and he had a lot of success in that first round. We ended it with taking the wind out of Behadrzade and just landing his combos. His kickboxing is looking extremely sharp. He's landing everything he wants to, and he's staying out of the way of the huge power from CR. So I'd be hyped too coming into round two.
Look at those significant strikes as well. Naudiev's work much cleaner, higher output as well.
The problem when you're facing somebody like Behadrzade, though, is you can outstrike him 300-1, and if that one lands clean, who cares? But you see Naudiev is well aware of that, and he's playing the game extremely well for that reason. He's circling out of the way of these big shots, and he's landing and not being there to get hit back.
Nice left hook to the body there from Naudiev again.
Yeah, you see him attacking that. You see, he hurt him once with it, and he's going back for it.
The one thing I think,
switch kick there by Naudiev.
The one thing I think would complement Behadrzade's game would be a bit of some clinch work up against the fence. I mean, he's such a strong, powerful individual, you know. But at the same time, it would allow him to close distance without worry about being too close to his opponent. Be able to manage that distance up against the fence, utilize his strength and his power at close range. Because now people have seen this against Milander, and we're seeing it against Nurmagomedov. I mean, this is pretty much the blueprint to keep him on the outside and beat him, unfortunately for him.
Yes, use your speed, use your footwork, and don't stay in the pocket. Don't stay in that range. If you're going to be in there, land it, bang, bang, and get out of there. Because you know he's coming back with something with, you know, fight-ending intentions on.
Yep.
There's no touch butt or tit for tat here from Behadrezade. It's that. Look at that. You don't learn that. You don't learn to do that. That's, I want to hurt you really bad punching.
Yes.
That's not, you don't go into a boxing gym and learn how to throw these bombs.
Well, he was very much gotten into this, looking at guys like Chuck Liddell.
Oh, nice double leg.
Big overhand. Good timing by Nurmagomedov.
And passed immediately. Very easy for him.
That was smart. Right when Behadrezade is starting to really stalk you, throw those big shots, he mixes it in, level changes, gets him on his back, wear him out even more, especially since he's the older fighter in this matchup. You know, Nurmagomedov, what, 23?
Yeah.
He should have the gas to do this kind of pace for 3 rounds, no problem.
And this, unfortunately, is where we see Behadrzade's holes in his game. I mean, he's not doing the right things here. He was holding on to his opponent. Now he's flat on his back again. He's going to take these shots, which leads me to believe that when he does try and scramble to his feet, that it's going to be far more based on his conditioning and his strength and his technique.
Yeah, he's not using his slick jiu-jitsu to get back up. And his wrestling, he's using force.
Fight fans, Fall Essentials just landed at UFCstore.com. Check out new long sleeves tees, hoodies, sweatshirts, and some of the coolest beanies. Gear up now at UFCstore.com.
I want a beanie, John.
You'd look good in a beanie. I'd look terrible.
When my beard grows back out, I look good. Right now, I feel like a 12-year-old boy. I hate it. I'm jealous.
You got too many scars on your face to be a
12-year-old boy. Sure, the poor makeup artist tonight, huh? Was like filling that crater right there for me.
We call it polyfiller in Europe.
Oh yeah, you were showing me that the other day, right?
Work.
This is almost too easy for Nurmagomedov to hold this position. I mean, removing the frames that Behadrzade is building against him, he's not really causing him too much of a problem. We can see Behadrzade just holding on from the bottom position.
Yeah, he's doing quite the opposite of what you're
supposed
pretty much taught to do there.
Yeah.
Unless I guess now what he's looking for is he's got half guard back. He's looking for a stand-up. I think that's what he wants from Goddard.
Yeah, but Mark Goddard's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He knows what he's watching here.
So now they're trying to soften up Behadrzade, but that grip is just keeping that posture close so that he can't do much damage with these strikes. He's just sort of tapping away at Behadrzade at the moment. That's better. Now he's up. He's going to try and throw that elbow from the light-in rig.
I like that. See, you don't always have to wind up, right? See how he's just framed off there, and you drop your own weight into it. Sometimes that's a more effective way. They don't see it coming. If you're covering their face, you can land that elbow even cleaner.
They go back to their corners. Behadrzade did a good job not to take too much damage there, but you've got to think he's got to come out with something pretty special in this next round.
Wait, shouldn't we just talk about other ways that we've had the wind knocked out of us? I mean, that's what we did.
Do you know what it is?
Round.
Do you actually know what it is? It's when your diaphragm thinks there's still air in your lungs, but when you have that impact on your solar plexus, all of the air is expelled from your lungs. So then you have this disagreement between your brain and your diaphragm as to whether you've got air or not.
Am I breathing? Am I not breathing?
Exactly. And the diaphragm's going, no, we don't need air.
I'm Aquaman, so I have gills, so it's not a problem for me.
You're all right.
That's why I wasn't allowed to compete. You know.
Now, is Aquaman different than Aquaman, or are they the...
They are the same. I'm sorry about my pronunciation.
This is why we have you here, Paul, to translate for the rest of the world.
It's so much fun. You know, I'm
quite annoyed in the corner of Behadrzade, trying to fire him up.
We're back live for the third and final round. Nurmagomedov once again looking to get the crowd into this one. Dan, Behadrzade's corner where they were posturing, it was quite negative.
It was quite negative, yeah, because Behadrzade was making his way back to his corner. His corner man came in, he grabbed him by the forearm and he dragged him over to his stool and sat him down. Like, needed to give him a good talking to, quite clearly. I don't know what was said in the corner, unfortunately, but Behadrzaade must know that, you know, he's definitely down. He needs to pick this this round up pretty big. I mean, a knockdown here, a 10-8 round, I would say, would still only get him a draw.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a nice right hook, followed by a left hook, followed by a right head kick.
Beautiful combination from Nordiev.
So much quicker as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the speed difference you see right there is just out of the way of every one of those punches.
And then he'll wait until CR starts to get impatient and overreaches, and then he'll level change again and get another takedown. That's what I'm expecting to see here.
I was just going to say that I think if he wants to, Nordiev can absolutely just bait him into starting to slug with him. As soon as he does, level change, easy double leg. And I think that would be the smart thing to do as well, because, yeah, we can get the crowd hype and see.
Oh, that was sporting of Behadrzaade.
You let him pick it up, huh?
Yeah, let him go back, pick it up. Good dude.
Except for when he's throwing punches at your face.
Well, he is a good dude. He's always fighting for less privileged people. Obviously, came from war-torn Afghanistan. His story's a very tough one. He's seen things that we only read about in the newspapers.
You see it in his style, man, the way he carries himself. He's ready for battle when he's in here. He's tough.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like one of those guys that when you hit him, you almost want to hurt yourself a little bit.
They're exchanging kicks at the moment. Nordiev with just a snappier style tonight.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Lovely one. Straight to side control.
Even
Good
more
pressure.
efficient this time. Even more efficient.
Yeah, right away.
Spreads his base immediately. Look how wide his knees
Oh,
are.
I wish I could do that. He's got frog's legs down there, getting good pressure.
Yeah, you're right. Doing the split, basically.
Some knees to the body as well.
Not quite GSP style, but they're good enough.
Forearm across the midsection there that he's using to drop elbows at the moment. I would be surprised if he starts to try and creep across to a mount position.
Well, his attention's on the elbow at the moment. Nice shoulder pressure as well, but he's really and truly, he's looking to frame up, get some posture, right, guys, so that he can get some decent power into his strikes.
And you see him not even overly concerned with that right now. He's in such a good control. Just going to the body, securing this position. And he's not seeing much resistance from CR, so he doesn't have to have much urgency to land. Now he does. Now he's got to change, work. With that one explosion, CR's not chaining things together. He's not going one way, then the other way, and finding that space, trying to dig for underhooks or, you know, come up underneath and circle out. He's not giving up his back to try to create a scramble.
So sometimes getting too much posture inside control is a bit risky because it gives that they can come out the back door.
Yes, it is. But, you know, at the moment, CR's not building any frame, so there's no suggestion that he's going to try and escape here. Yeah.
Smart work by Nordiev. Look at those significant strikes. Very much in favor of Nordiev.
Yep. Same amount of strikes in this third round for Nordiev as Behadrzaade for the whole fight at the moment.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. As long as he doesn't go above 20.
He gave up his back, but he wasn't quick enough to try to put the next move behind it. He does, he gets up, but right back down.
Up and down.
And you can see the lack of strength now in CR's body. The fight that he had in the first round, the scrambles that he could have perhaps put together in the first round are just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Good wrist control.
Bit of sadness rather than vicious intent as we count down the clock. 40 seconds left, third and final round. Statistically, Nordiev running away with it.
Another good performance from a young man as well, 23 years old. What's that, 23, 22 fights on his record now, John?
Yeah, this will be the 23rd, I think.
So impressive. Imagine where he's going to be when he's 28. Can you imagine when he's coming towards his MMA peak? And he's got all of this experience behind him, Paul. We'll be safely outside of the octagon watching.
Yes, 100%. And as long as he fights in the style that he's fighting right now, where he doesn't take too much damage, too, that's important. And that's just good for the longevity of his career as well, because he's so well-rounded. He's mixing his takedowns well. If he keeps up that, the sky's the limit for this kid.
Time.
And there is the final horn, which brings about the end of this contest. We will go to the judges' scorecards. Have one when we return. The UFC prelims, Jake Matthews, the home fighter in Melbourne, will get it done against Swedish striker Rostem Akman. Catch the prelims for 2:43 on ESPN+. Okay, now we have the judges with their scores. Let's get it inside to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-26, 30-25, and 30-25 for the winner by unanimous decision, the Austrian Wonder Boy, Ismail Nawardia.
So a runaway victory for Ismail Nawardia.